Hello, Hogzilla here again, and in today's video I will be covering how to complete the recently released Return to Nature DLC for Tropico 6. If you want to see the full speed run of each difficulty for this mission, I have the full run links in the description. If you like these kind of videos, press that like button. If you have questions about anything in this mission or about Tropico 6 in general, leave it in the comments below so I can reply, and please subscribe to my channel. A quick note before we begin. This DLC had one mission only and can be played quite different based on the difficulty level selected. Not too many missions are played different based on the difficulty level for Tropico 6. The only one I can think of is the Better Red Than Dead mission. This video will cover how to complete the hard difficulty perspective, but the tips can be used on the easy and normal difficulty level, but I will try to point out the difficulty differences as they come up. In this El Arbol De Maravilla mission, you will have to obtain the Big Drayskull Great Wonder Tree, keep adding manure, and watch it grow. Note, I might have to pause the video at various points, especially in the beginning, to explain stuff, as the Colonial Era is the era you can most mess up and have to restart. At the start of the map, you will start with the bare bones, so build a pirate cove and library with high priority construction. Normally you would change the work modes on the Pirate Cove and Construction Office for increased efficiency, but these buildings, by changing the work mode, carry a risk of citizens passing away while interacting with them. These options might be okay on easy and normal, but for hard difficulty, population is at a premium, so do not change these values on hard. On the Pirate Cove, select the Big Drayskull and a reoccurring loot raid, the one that has the sugar in it. For the library research, select Paper Mill, then Employee of the Month, then Penal Colony. Then build a second Teamsters right away. We do this because quite quickly your Teamsters will get overrun even if you use the loose load limit work mode, which you should do anyway even with the 2 Teamsters, as in the Colonial Era you only have 6 workers each for the Teamsters, and a number of those will be ferrying manure to your Great Wonder in a little bit. You can be a bit more spread out with your buildings in easy and normal difficulty, but for hard difficulty you're going to want to be as compact as possible. On the top end of the main part of the island, build 2 logging camps, but don't build them right up against the side of the mountain. This will allow you to plant trees around these logging camps in a little bit. In the squared off area, build your paper mill and printing house. On the south side of the island, by the fishing wharf, build 3 ranches with the crocodile work mode so you get the leather for the printing house. Make sure you leave a slight gap between the ranch and the Teamsters so that you can use the gap later for the bus garage. Be sure to max the budget and change the work mode on all those ranches to save the land and get manure generation going. Now by the palace, build 1 sugar plantation with the monoculture work mode and 1 manure spreader. Max the budget on both of these buildings. On easy or normal, you can build the rum distillery right now, but on hard difficulty, wait. Another key I want to mention is that you will get demands from both Lord Wyndham and the Revolutionaries. If you know you will be able to complete the demand, do it. If you can't, just decline it. It won't hurt you. Then you can get a new one that you might be able to complete. You will need to complete some Lord Wyndham demands to extend your mandate time, and the Revolutionaries you can get 10 extra people added to your population, which is key on hard difficulty. Once you get the logging camps built, select the Reforestation Edict. For 5,000, you will get a 50% discount on tree planting and will be especially useful later on planting your 20 trees. Upon planting your 20 trees, you should complete the optional quest with 2 options as a reward: 12-month extension on the mandate or 10,000. On every difficulty level, I take the 10K as the money is key early on, especially on hard difficulty. You should then get 10,000 for just having the paper mill and the printing house. Then you should get a prompt to pick an export trade route for books, so do that. Hopefully you will get a general export trade route demand from the Crown also, so pick that also so you can double up. In the interim, store your sugar up and don't export it. Around this time, but especially on hard difficulty, you could be attacked by pirates. If this happens, build a fort quickly and max the budget until you defeat the pirates. Then go back and set the budget on the fort to the lowest level. Only raise it if the pirates attack again. After this era is over, you should be able to delete the fort completely. Now we wait for the books to be exported. Once that is complete, take the 10,000. Always take the 10,000, but on General Lord Wyndham demands, always take the 18-month mandate extension instead of the small 2,000. Now on hard difficulty, you should be able to build your rum distillery with the Thunder Still upgrade. Switch your paper mill work mode to the Tropican way, which uses coconut for 12 months as requested in the optional quest. Just remember to flip it back to the other work mode once this quest is done. About this time, your Pirate Cove should return with the Great Wonder Tree, but don't build it right away on hard difficulty, as you're more than likely not going to have the money. Other difficulties, you should have enough money. When it is time to place the Big Drayskull Great Wonder, on easy and normal, you can build it more in the middle of the upper plateau, but on hard, you're going to want to build it as close to your city center on the upper plateau as possible. The Great Wonder will act as an entertainment building. Now you will get a quest to build a beekeeper, herbalist, and treehouse within the range of the Big Drayskull. So once you have the money, build your beekeeper, which produces sugar naturally, right next to a herbalist, which will act as a clinic for your people. Max the budget on both of these buildings and select the bee and flower work mode on both. To up the efficiency, be sure to plant trees around these buildings and make sure you have upgraded your Big Drayskull. Then you will need to get a high efficiency treehouse. The only way I have figured out how to do this is you build a 2x3 block of treehouses right next to each other, and then in the middle of the 2x3 block, build a 7th treehouse. Max the budget temporarily on the treehouses and change the work mode on all of them to Forest of the Tree. Once you have completed this quest, you will advance to the World Wars era. The Colonial Era was intense. The World Wars era is just as bad. Just a little less than the Colonial Era, but it's just as bad. I assure you that the Cold War and modern times will be easier even on hard difficulty. To start the World Wars era, select the Constitution options that all citizens vote and pacifist state. Delete the fort, you won't need it. Research printing house and state loans. Once printing house is researched, quickly switch the printing house work mode to soft cover, as this will create books without leather. Then you can change your crocodile ranches to cattle ranches, as you can feed the people with the meat. Be sure to upgrade the Teamsters and get the additional workers. Build your fire station, clinic, and church. This is not as important on easy, but on normal and hard, you should get your fire station, clinic, and your church built as soon as reasonably possible. Build a bus garage with stops between the lower and upper parts of the island. Build more logging camps and build your charcoal burner. Outside of importing, this is the only way you can get coal on your island. There are no spots to mine coal on this map. The next part is only really needed for hard difficulty. Build your iron and nickel mines, then a steel mill, then a weapons factory. On easy and normal, you should have enough money slushing around that you shouldn't have to build these. Build an immigration office to increase your population. Now until the end of the game, you will get a series of optional, and I say the word optional in quotes, which means you will have to do them. These quests, if completed, can give you money, Swiss money, or more importantly, a 10% increase in the growth of your Great Wonder Tree. Note that you should keep delivering manure to the Great Wonder Tree to help it keep growing. For the first of these optional quests, build your forest school within range of the Great Wonder Tree. Make sure you have planted enough trees around the area to increase the nature value. Then max the budget quickly to complete the quest, and then you could change the budget back to normal. Take the 10% growth reward. You will get an optional quest for a climbing park. Do the same thing. You will get a quest for a custom park plus 4 small supporting buildings, so build them. Build your coal power plant and upgrade your paper mill. Electrify 3 tree houses, and the cash should hopefully be rolling in at this point. As mentioned before, your Big Drayskull Great Wonder only grows when it is fed manure, so start building some more ranches with the alternate work mode so it produces more manure. You can't have enough ranches, I can say, for this mission. Build another Teamsters and upgrade it. On hard difficulty, start working on some of the other services like housing, health like with a clinic, and a church, so that some of those ratings aren't too low when it is election time. Also place a couple restaurants around the island and max the budget on those, as a max budget gives an 82 rating, which will be important to getting to the next era. When the tree is maxed out on growth, for this era, you will be able to pick an upgrade. In this case, I always pick the Nature is Fun. Once you have reached the fun requirement, you get to move on to the Cold War era. In the Cold War era, the game speeds up a bit, not so much as a grind as in the prior 2 eras. Build your police station and prison. For the prison, be sure to select the convict labor work mode and build a couple security checkpoints to uncover the criminals. Now it is time to build your tourism. Keep it basic. Build it on the north end of the same island so you can connect it with the metro stations. Build your 2 tourist ports, a couple snorkel bays, about 6 hotels with the different work mode to increase rooms. Also build a casino, golf course, fun pier, and gourmet restaurant. Make sure you research diplomatic super party and natural reaction. Build your campsite near the Great Wonder, max the budget, and select glamping work mode so that you get another 10% towards your Great Wonder. Build your 3 Echo apartments, upgrade all of them, and select the Echo work mode. You'll probably need to build a hospital and cathedral just to keep your citizens happy ahead of another election, so do that. When the Big Drayskull Great Wonder is growing to its max level for the Cold War era, select the Pacifying Nature upgrade and advance to the Modern Times era. If you thought the Cold War era was quick, the Modern Times is going to be laser fast, almost an afterthought by the developers. Continue to build some ranches to have increased manure production. Build 5 embassies, give praise to all 5 superpowers, and enact the diplomatic super party to get all their level of approval above 80. There are only 2 optional quests. One for the work mode on the Echo apartments, and another to set the natural reaction edict. take the 10% tree growth on both. Now it is just a waiting game to watch the tree grow. Plant your 200 trees, and once the growth bar on the Great Wonder is full, select the green Foreign Relations upgrade to win this mission. That is all for this video. If you like these kind of videos, press that like button. If you have questions about this mission or anything Tropico 6 related, leave a comment below so I can reply, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time!